Hello, friends. Good morning. Welcome to today's daily Dharma. And also, welcome back to the IMS Meditation Hall. Conditions came together that were supportive for me being here. I was thinking, well, I have today and tomorrow and Friday to be with you. And I thought, what would be a good theme to explore with you be? And right away, what came up was the three characteristics for the 3 days. So we'll do that for these days. Um, and just to say, right, so three characteristics, but they're really three different, you might say, facets or ways to understand just kind of how things are, right? There aren't three how things are. They're just how things are, just one way, really. And these are different ways of looking at or understanding or experiencing, ultimately, right? Experiencing how things are. And, the one that's probably most accessible, at least in its kind of mundane form, is change, right? So anicca, the Pali word, change. And you can't really live on this earth. You can't really take birth and be alive and not notice change, right? And of course, we think of the seasons and the weather changing, right? And we think of our moods and other people's moods changing and all sorts of things. Our health is changing, etc. Right? And it's good. It's good to know change in this way, um, so that if change is really present with us in our heart and mind, that when we have good health, we don't just take it for granted because we know it will change and we'll get a cold or worse, we can get injured, etc. And so with that understanding, with it being present, not just, like we kind of forget it, but with it being quite present in the moment, then it can support things like really touching into the preciousness of life. And as I mentioned, just being happy for the good health that we might have at any given moment. And so these are changes on kind of, you could say, at a mundane level, um, and changes happening actually all the time, even on a finer level, on a more, or you could say, a more subtle level, right down to subatomic particles. There's actually nothing that is stagnant in this realm we find ourselves in. You could substitute the word life and the word change just interchangeably. They're both pointing to the exact same thing. So it's there's a mundane aspect of it, but then there's a more profound aspect to change. And this is what we can start to tap into with our meditation practice. As we cultivate the mind, the heart and the mind through mindfulness and concentration, as we cultivate it as a tool, or you could say a lens, very steady, strong, clear lens, then we can start to look at experience in a way that maybe we normally wouldn't in our normally just day-to-day consciousness. And we can start to see a more finer or a more pervasive, might say, level of change. So let's go ahead and do that. Let's do some of the formal practice now, and we'll work with the breath and really get close to it and start to explore change just with that one object. Settling into your posture. We really want to get nice and settled in today. We want to support some calm and steadiness in the body. So feeling the body. Really establishing this somatic connection to the body. And once we've connected to the body in this way, then this clear but gentle, not forcing intention or suggestion that the body soften and settle. This sense of with the body settling, things settling downwards or so, things kind of dropping, eyes, face, jaw. It's a sense of, as the muscles relax, of that area dropping, especially the jaw, shoulders dropping, belly dropping. As the body settles and we're aware of the body, it's very natural to then become aware of the body in contact with what's below it. Contact with the earth below, the solidity, the support of the earth below. And as we experience that solidity and support, perhaps that can engender a further letting go as we let go into that support. And we connect with directly with the experience of calm body resting on the earth. With the attention connected somatically to the body, feeling sensations, then it's quite natural that we'll begin to notice the particular sensations, this rhythmic pattern of sensations associated with the body breathing in and out. Continuing with the intention for calm in the body so as to just let the body breathe on its own. Noticing where in the body we're feeling the breath, and really let the attention come to rest in that place now. feeling the sensations of the breath, feeling the in-breath all from the beginning to the middle to the end of the in-breath. Similarly for the out-breath. So we're right there with it. You don't just sort of know we're breathing, we're connected to the sensations moment after moment. We don't need to try hard to do this, only just remain present. And as you follow or track, experience the sensations of each in breath and each out breath, begin to notice. You might choose an in breath or an out breath. I find the in breath helpful to work with, really letting the body breathe on its own. And start to notice, is this in breath exactly the same as the last in breath? Are the sensations as strong, stronger, weaker than the last breath? Are the quality of the sensations exactly the same or slightly different? Is the amount of air that the body is drawing in exactly the same or slightly different than the last breath? Meaning, is it body breathing in shallower or deeper than the previous breath? Paying attention to the breath in this way, we can start to notice change perhaps in a little more fine-grained way. And of course, all sorts of other things are changing. you might notice, like how much the attention is able to stay with this process. For a while it's present, and maybe it starts to wander a bit more, or vice versa. You can notice the change in the sort of interest or curiosity in the mind. Maybe there was a bit more in the beginning. Oh, this is interesting. Let me check this out. And yeah, let me really be with this breath. And yeah, it's this interest in the mind. And then maybe you notice that's waned some and not as interesting. Not as much of a draw to be close to the object. But mostly really just working with the physicality of the breath, the sensations of the breath, and noticing how it changes from one breath to the next. Thank you for your meditation practice. So, a couple different ways to practice with change. One is direct experience, like we were just doing with the breath. Um, Another is contemplation. For instance, um, here in the Northern Hemisphere, spring is happening, the cold is receding, the warm is coming, uh, plants are just starting to grow a little bit, new green life. Um, and, we love that. And we can contemplate that, uh, everything that is born grows old and dies, right? Change. And these tiny little green shoots will get bigger, they'll get mature, and then they start as like towards the end of the summer, they're all chewed up by the bugs, and they're starting to lose their luster, and starting to die. Fall, they die, change colors, fall off. Like you can contemplate that that's present right now. Like they're not separate. That little shoot coming up, and that old decayed leaf hanging on the end of the branch. They're together. That they must be together. Why? Because of change. And so this way of practicing with change by contemplating as well, right? Lots of opportunities to do that during the day, including these bodies, right? 5 reflections. Good practice. Okay, friends, that's it for today. Tomorrow we'll move on, of course, and take a look at and practice with the Pali word dukkha, and we'll explore all the different translations that round out that word. Okay, so I wish you well till then. Have a good day. See you tomorrow. Bye-bye.